I could never have done what I did. I'm born before the Google era, so I wouldn't have known about the Olympics unless my mom sat me down and made me watch Alwyn Morris win gold in the '84 Olympics. And I remember when he got up, and I was 8 years old, and he got up on the top of that podium. And Alwyn, wherever you are, when you raised that eagle feather, you lit a fire in me, a fire that would save my life, that would guide me, that would give me a destination. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing that, for all your hard work and your sweat and your tears to become Olympic champion. You showed me what was possible. My journey to the Olympics was hard. There wasn't any space in sport for someone like me. I had to fight for it. I had to fight, and I had to fight stereotypes and intolerance. And every time I felt like quitting, I thought of all of my ancestors that came before me, all the ones that didn't get that opportunity because they were in residential school or they had been adopted into the 60s scoop. I think of them, I thought of them, and I also thought about those footsteps I was trying to follow in, the Sharon First, the Shirley First, the Alwyns, the Angela Chalmers, and the builders like Wilton Littlechild. I wanted to make them proud, and I knew I couldn't give up. I loved showing the world what my people could do. I loved showing how tough Indigenous women were, how amazing we were. But you know what? The best moment of my career sums up why I did all of this. The night before my first game at the Olympics against Russia, I called my mother. And I called her and I said, "Hey, Mom, are you ready for our game?" And she said, "Oh, are you going to be able to see me? You're going to be so many people in the stands. Are you going to be able to see me?" She's kind of worried I wouldn't notice she was there. And then my little sister grabbed the phone and she says, "Don't worry, I got this covered." And the next day I walked out for our first game and we were being introduced to the crowd. And I looked up into the stands and there was my little sister Ganyatio, and she had dyed her hair fire engine red and it was sticking straight up. And she had this huge sign that says, "Go, Waneek, go!" And to this day, people said they saw her more on television than they saw me, actually. But there was my mother standing next to her, and her beautiful green eyes, she was just crying. And my first thought was, oh my God, someone did something mean to my mom. Like, what the heck, I couldn't ask her. So I got in the pool and played, went running up to her after her, and I went up to her, hugging her, and I said, "Mom, what happened? Are you okay?" And she wasn't crying anymore. She was super happy. And she said, "Oh, Waneek, when you came out, I remember when you first said you wanted to go to the Olympics when you were 8 years old. And I got down on my knee and I looked you in the eye. I said, 'You can do it and I'll help you.'" And she said, over the last 16 years, there were so many times when I didn't think I was going to be able to keep that promise. I didn't have enough money. I didn't have enough to give you to make that come true. But when you walked out for your first game at the Olympics, I was proud of myself as a mother. And I made my mother cry so often because she's been so mad at me. But if you can make your mother cry once because she's proud of herself as a mother, it's the best feeling in the world. I'm a mother now, Mom. I know what that means, the struggles and the fears and the hopes that we try to instill in our children, the cornerstones of our family. And I'm so honored to be your daughter, and thank you for everything you've ever fought for me. This order of sport is yours, but I know that you would never, ever accept it. All you would say to me is, you do it for your kids. You do it for all the kids. I want to thank you very much tonight for this honor, and thank you, Mom, for everything.